We feared this day would come when the lands are ruined and the champions of the light can no longer save those in need. But I will.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Let's Play Diablo 3. Hope you're all having a wonderful day as we jump back on into it. Got a few extra bits of dialogue here. Looks like we can do a perfect night, come to Shen.
I'm telling you, Lyria was so lonely, and Zai was so alive and full of life. They shared one perfect night, and after she emerged, blushing. Dirges raced to her side, but Zai was gone. The ruby around Lyria's neck was the only sign that he had ever been there.
He must have been worried.
No, not then. He felt pride.
Huh. Every time we talk to Covetous Shen, like, more questions are raised about, like, who he is and what he's all about. All we know is that he's potentially some sort of god.
Now that Urzael is dead, I'm going to Bramwell to find my son.
The streets are not clear. Some of our enemies remain.
Touched by death, Sergeant Samwells.
I was separated from the other soldiers and surrounded by the dead when I saw him. I gazed into the face of death himself. I couldn't move. I just stared as he passed through me. His touch was like ice, so cold. But something in me changed. Something I cannot understand.
Seems like a new character too, Sergeant Samwells. Oh my god, more stuff on the history of Westmarch. Also, she seems to have a table now of books, so did she go to the library? Oh god, game?
Tilla's newly established rule over Westmarch did nothing to quell the civil war, which continued until she was driven mad and eventually killed by the plague. Cornelius, grandson of Justinian III and slave to the Zakharum faith, used this opening to crush the rebels once and for all and become the new king.
Easy as that.
This disaster will make for great reading someday, provided that anyone survives to chronicle it.
I just wanted to see if she had any new dialogue from the stuff here.
I am to have met the savior of Westmarch. You simply must let me ask you something. Rakus conquered all of Honduras before founding Westmarch. Repelling this invasion would be child's play for him.
I do kind of wish that it didn't restart all the dialogue. Moving on, Derek.
I can't stay here. I need to move on.
You can't leave me. Where will I go?
You should be safe here.
Please, just stay a few more days.
I like how this guy's basically like a firefighter, and then like this lady's just swooning over him. He's like, lady, I just did my job. I gotta go now. There's a cat in the tree I gotta go save. I wonder who the voice actor is for their, the Soulstone Sliver. Can you imagine? Actually, I wonder. Now I can't wait to see the credit roll and just wait for Soulstone Sliver. Nolan North or something.
Adria. This land seethes with her influence.
Remember to get the information we need before you...
I know.
That's not very reassuring.
I love this guy. Alright, so I did restart the game, and as you can see, the map is not filled in anymore, and has been reset. Hopefully, though, this means that we can get some more books from Adria. Well, oh, hey, look at this. We'll try and, do what we can here. Unfortunately, it seems that my allies do not trigger the traps, which will make things inherently more difficult. Also, I don't even think we triggered the cursed chest.
I know what Adria did to Leah. I want her to pay just as much as you, but we have to get the information first.
He's so angry. Alright, let's just, like, trigger every trap. At least these traps are obvious. You know. They're basically the trapper from Dead by Daylight. Dude, we gotta play... Maybe we'll play some Dead by Daylight this October. I already got Silent Hill under the way. So I'm working on that series. That's gonna be coming out, hopefully October 1st. Depends if I finish the game in time, which I'm giving myself ample time to do. As I finally, like, for the first time ever on this channel, I'll have like an October that is dedicated to spoopy games that I haven't played before. Unless I decide to do Dead Space, because I love Dead Space. Or Resident Evil. Any of the Resident Evil games, really. Although I could play Resident Evil 1. It's always good. Okay, this game is really hitchy today. Diablo 3, as we have discovered, is a very flimsy game when it comes to its coding. I can only imagine the spaghetti code that goes under here, where like it just glitches out every 5 seconds. Multiple human inarticulate cries. Oh my goodness. That reminds me of Marvel Avengers, or Marvel's Avengers? Marvel apostrophe S Avengers. I have to make sure it's exactly that writing, because then it's the game, and not the movies.
This is one of the guide stones, but nothing happens when I approach it.
I will try.
There are 4 entrances to the Nephilim city, each one etched with a sigil. Only the correct one marks the true entrance to the tomb, however. When you activate these stones, one of the wrong sigils disappears.
And the reason I say, like, Marvel's Avengers is that the closed captions in that game are terrible. Like, they are some of the worst closed captions I've ever seen. What are they for? They essentially narrate the video game. There's no narrator in that game at all. But then all of a sudden, you just got these weird subtitles that are narrating the game for deaf people. I guess they thought deaf people were also blind? Unless they assumed that blind people would be trying to play the game alongside a friend?
You will make a fine corpse.
Or like something like that, so their friend would like read out the narration, but it was just
that is not possible.
I do not know what that CC is for. It's just like some of the most bizarre CC I've ever seen in a video game. I will say though, the pinnacle of CC in a video game is definitely anything made by the Kojima Productions teams. Like, if you ever look at the way that they do subtitles in those games, it's unbelievably, like, monotonous to the point of, like, a fault. Is monotonous the right word? I don't know. Monotonous sounds more, rude than I mean to make it sound. I mean, like, very, articulate, very meticulous. Oh my god, that's the word I wanted. My brain doesn't work half of the time. You all know this. Yeah, very meticulous. That's what I meant to say, not monotonous. Because they would literally have moments where, like, characters are saying paragraphs of dialogue, but then they'll just say one word, and the actor has a pause, and to add to that pause, the subtitle also has a pause, and will just show that word, and it's really, really well paced. A lot of content, especially video games, will just show entire paragraphs, and, like, you become emotionally drained from, like, wanting to even care about what's being said on screen, because your brain immediately checks into the fact that, oh, this guy is going to be voice acting for a while now. And, like, this is an issue I have with a lot of games that are just paragraphs on top of paragraphs, and they show you the paragraphs, and it's being voice acted to you very well, mind you. But it just, you kind of check out, right? You kind of check out, or you read ahead and then you skip the dialogue entirely, you know, rendering the entire voice actor's job moot, and it kind of just ruins the experience, I feel, for the player. I think the series that, and don't get me wrong, the games I'm about to list here are actually phenomenal. I'm just saying, I think games like Divinity and stuff like that, or there was another one made by Obsidian recently, where you literally just see these paragraphs of dialogue, and you're just like, dude, like, am I really going to sit through this? And then the thing that Final Fantasy has always done very, very well is, even in games where it's text only, you are limited to a specific set of words per engagement with a character. So even though one character might have multiple text boxes, you don't feel like they are spewing hundreds of words of dialogue towards you, and you're just kind of trying to figure this out. I'm noticing that these curse chests are just like automatically activating. I'm not sure why. I guess that's the new strat. or the new tech in the expansion. I kind of prefer it too, so you don't have to like clear the room and then do it. It just starts. I think that's actually very nice. No, I'm sure there's people out there that would prefer straight up just getting like all the dialogue there and being like, all right, now I can just sit down and read an entire page of a book or a novel or something like that, which is totally fine. Those people definitely will enjoy those types of games even more. But I don't know, I've always liked games like Final Fantasy where they're just like giving you the dialogue even though they know it's going to be paragraphs and many words of dialogue. They're giving it to you piecemeal, which I think just works so much better in the context of a video game, so you're not just like checking out immediately where you're like, I don't want to read 10 paragraphs. It's just the way that it's presented to you. It's a difference between presentation and overall feel, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to really describe it. AKA, apparently I don't like reading. Even though I love reading and I love voice acting characters and doing all that stuff, it's just a lot easier to engage and to understand a character if they don't look like a giant sheet of manuscripts that has been dropped in front of my face. That being said, though, if you pick up a piece of paper and there's a bunch of writing on it, that's perfectly fine. So it's like a completely different take on it. I don't know what it is. I think it makes the character feel like he was written on a piece of paper rather than he is an actual human being. Even though at the end of the day you're listening to NPCs that are voiced by an actor in a room or studio who is reading a piece of paper, and then that audio is being put into the game, and then there's certain parameters that come in, and then you know the actor will, or that little piece of voice line will trigger at a certain time in the game, and blah blah blah. You know, it's just all these factors go into it. It's just how it's presented that can really turn a player off, especially like myself, when seeing it. I think it might be the reasons why I never really cared so much for the like World of Warcraft storyline. If you remember at least vanilla World of Warcraft. I hear it's different now. That might have been lag or I got pulled over there. If you remember World of Warcraft, at least vanilla, and then a lot of the earlier quest lines, the game didn't really care too much about its story. To the point of where all the quests were just giant manuscripts of like paragraphs on top of paragraphs that basically just tell you that you shouldn't care, and there's no reason to worry about it. Whereas like the way, say, even Final Fantasy XI, which came out before World of Warcraft, tried to present its story, was sentence by sentence, and you got to see these cutscenes and everything. It was really, really cool. But of course, Final Fantasy XI was very much like EverQuest, so hey, look at that! Nice! Oh my god, please tell me it's a one-handed sword. It is, I think! Hold on, we'll continue the conversation momentarily. I'm excited! Oh my god. Alright, you know what? 20% chance to hit, on hit, to instantly deal 10,000% weapon damage as cold. That sounds really good, but I lose 50% of my damage. That might actually be better, though, because the amount of, the way that I do damage, but I don't know, man. It could just be the critical hit damage on my actual main sword. Hold on, let's go back.
Returning to town.
I don't know, it's just the way that games present their stories are always super important to me, and wanting to be engaged in dialogue, making myself feel more immersed in the world. Maybe that's why I like games like Oblivion and Skyrim and stuff like that too, because it's all piecemeal the way it's all presented. It doesn't feel like you're reading through a book, although a good book is definitely a lot of fun, and that you absolutely know you're reading through pages and pages and pages of stuff. Okay, anyway, let's we don't want to break down our main weapon, obviously. We're at 460 on our damage, 460k. So we'll remove this bad boy. Now we're down to 338, which still is 36 less % damage overall. But we have the chance for getting like a nice side arm, which adds flat damage. So now we're at 360, so we're actually 100,000 damage behind. Now, to be fair, this is a really shitty sidearm, but I don't know. It is a cool weapon, though. I love the frost effect on it, too. Can you imagine if we hit frost on an enemy and we have this little frost buff? which will increase cold damage, so that, like, on top of all of that, it just does even more damage. The thing is, we ourselves don't do damage. It's all of our allies, so at the end of the day, it probably doesn't matter. Because it won't be us really proccing that ability too much. If we were constantly doing damage, then sure. But yeah, like if we go to source, I think it was. What is the side item for phylactery? The phylacteries are all about just increased damage, eh? Mojo. That's what we need in our life. Mojo. And we just got wands. For the wizard, though, okay. Is it armor, then? Would it be considered an armor? Oh, what a cool shield. Hollowed protectors, eh? The Wall of Man. 20 to 30% chance to be protected by a shield of bones when you are hit. These are both basically the same thing. Except for one comes with... Oh, guaranteed vitality and resistance to all elements, eh? Maybe we should go for something like this. I don't know. Then we get some actual blocking going on. It uses some, like, expensive stuff, like Ariat War Tapestry. Let's do it. I don't know. Why not? Nice. Lots of extra defense. Although the damage goes down, of course. Maybe that'll be okay. I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. But I like the look of the shield, though.
If Tyrael is helping Malthael.
Yo, they think Tyrael's helping Malthael now. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. They don't understand. I don't know. I mean, I guess we're way more defensible now, though. Alright, let's give it a go. Let's just mess around. Let's not delete our old weapon, though. So we'll need to put this guy back in here. Pretty sure that's the one. The only one that has a slot in it. Check the rest of our gear. Just gonna glance at it. And yeah, we have the damage buff, but whatever. Alright, delete. Delete it all. Get rid of it. Alright, cool. Back at it again. Okay. Oh, I look cool, though. Although I do need to transmog again. I have replaced quite a lot of my gear in the past little while. So yeah, we're going to be doing less damage overall with our allies. This seems like a weapon that's much better if I were to do... Well, I am doing channel damage, and a 20% chance to do 10,000% weapon damage is pretty big. So for single targeting, can all work out very nicely, especially if we have our ice proc on.
Blinding powder!
Blinding powder! But when the majority of my damage coming out usually is my allies, I'm curious to see how this goes. But now that we cast Bone Shield on ourselves, it is pretty cool. Our defense has like spiked like crazy, so this might actually allow us to push deeper into more difficulties, even though our damage output is significantly less. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I did not see the little darkened out area on the map there to the right. I am blind, after all. That's what those subtitles are actually for in Marvel's Avengers. It just killed me, man. I was like, what the hell? What are these CC for? Now we're in the paths of the drowned.
Is this really the right one?
We don't know until we try it, friend. I can't see why not. I mean, I'm sure there's like a trap in here too. Oh, nice, we even got some elites. I want to be defensible as I crack my voice.
I had half a mind to explore the ancient ruins outside Westmarch, and then I realized they were crawling with dreadful scarabs. Of course, these creatures do not frighten me, but they make my research much too time-consuming. And I am widely known for my efficiency. Am I not?
Yes, indeed, my friend.
If only Leah had never met her mother.
I like how we're still reminiscing about Leah. I keep hearing weird rumors through the grapevine that Leah could still be alive in Diablo 4, but I'm like, from what I've seen on Diablo 4, there's like no reference to Leah, so.
I've always wondered how much Adria relied on Diablo's power instead of her own. Based on her blood gods, her magic is very strong. These flesh gorges are raised from earth, stone, and demon blood, and they are driven to feast on humans so they may resemble us more closely. Let's hope they don't succeed. The flesh shaman was created from the blood of the witch Adria. Because of that, the shaman is able to use magic as she does, channeling the power of blood and fire. Luckily, Adria only has so much blood to shed, and not for much longer.
I'm starting to wonder if my allies do damage, are they getting my buff of 20% chance to hit instantly dealing 10,000% weapon damage as cold to enemies that are frozen? Oh, to enemies that are frozen even. So they have to be frozen, so this kind of screws it up a bit. The shield then is the big thing here. So, okay, so we need to freeze enemies. Oops. We must freeze the enemies. Now, how would we go about that, friend? So I believe one of our abilities is to freeze. We have Ice Golem. Command the golem to launch an icy blast at a targeted location, freezing enemies for 3 seconds and increasing their chance to be critically struck by 10% before 10 seconds. All right, here we go. Wow, we've actually changed our build. I think it's been, what, 30 episodes? I have a tendency to railroad down one style, which I very much enjoy. Oh, I see. So his ability now is just a click, but he doesn't actually despawn. He looks cool though. Reminds me of like those weird like creatures in Warcraft that walk around the golems. I guess he's basically the same thing. We shall continue on. I'm curious to see how this new little shield and setup, everything will go. As I don't even know if what I just said was English, but it's okay. I'm curious to see how it's all gonna go. So I'm trying to say. There we go, and then we just blast them. And then we just randomly get those sick procs. Okay. So our single target potential has just like skyrocketed. We're still killing plebs pretty well. Although these are little tiny baby critters, so I would expect as much. There's like spoopy ghosts everywhere too. I like the tile set of this dungeon. It looks very nice.
Aid us in ridding our city of these cursed beasts.
Oh wait, those were good guys. Damn it, I wasted my freeze. I really am becoming the Frostmancer because like now I have a frost golem that looks like my archers. On the bright side, though, using the Frost Golem, I'm now able to get like a damage buff, like a crit.
Their bodies were formed from the water and earth of the marsh itself, while the venom of the marsh creatures gave them life. Their very skin seems to burst with the poison of this land.
Music's just going ham. I'm just letting it go.
My essence is too low.
I'm curious to see if my Ice Golem also just freezes dudes on his own.
This is not the right entrance.
So that was like a completely side thing. I guess a complete side quest there. So we helped out these like dead barbarians from Mount Ariat or something. I'm just gonna assume all barbarians are from Ariat. And then in Diablo 4 it's like, ah, you're a barbarian not from Ariat. Oh my. Although I can only imagine the barbarian in Diablo 2 was not from Ariat. Oh no. Dude, there's some legit traps here. A bit framey in some of these zones, but it's not too bad. Game goes from like a rock solid 120 and then like one thing happens and then the whole game is just like, I am now 20 FPS, sir. Enjoy, embrace.
Not sure if this is the right way.
Only one way to find out, my Necromancer friend. It's called speedrun the dungeon, baby. Oh god. I'm gonna spend all my essence first, and then we'll drop our ice bomb. Try and do as much damage to these frozen dudes.
Your death nears.
I do feel like the shield is saving my ass though a lot here, because I'm definitely taking a lot less chunky damage. So I think overall this is definitely the better way to go. I mean,
the all-powerful ancestors of humanity would be able to build pathways that don't dead end.
True. But everyone knows our ancient ancestors are actually just Blizzard employee number 45. I'm pretty sure that's how Blizzard treats their employees nowadays, right? They're just a number now. They're a number that gets like paid basically nothing, unfortunately. That's always fun. Gotta love that. Gotta love Activision doing that, eh?
You will make a fine cook.
I have uncovered and obscured an ancient tome in whose pages is recorded an impossible tale. The secret history of a race called the Nephilim, gods by another name, and their ruined civilization in the West. If this is true, how could all signs of these Nephilim be lost, but for the record of this single tome?
I mean, this place seems massive enough to be the right choice. It's a 50% chance that we're in the right one right now.
Decay and rot.
So our chances are pretty high, unless this is XCOM, and then our chances are 0%. Thankfully, it is not the latter. Only reason I'm ignoring the mobs is because they're not really giving me anything. I guess they could potentially drop something nice, but I think the only enemies you really should focus on are elites. That's why I would always build like a demon hunter with that super cool knife build, where like she could spin around and just like dart around like Nephilim riffs, and basically just one or two shot all elites, all hero monsters. Like her single target is ridiculous. It is so evil and perfect. Oh, not the right one. All right. Turns out we are playing XCOM. Oh man, we gotta play XCOM on the channel. I love how the game is like, alright, you fucked up enough times, let's just figure this out.
Not enough essence.
Alright, get him, boys. I wish I could tell my my Iron Golem to go fight this guy. Gotta remember, everything dies at 15% health. It's like a permanent, like, percentage killed. Or like a permanent, like, HP drop on all mobs. I love it. Oh, whoa, these Bogan Towers were awesome. I really do hope I find a god tier sword, man.
All must serve the cycle.
Ooh, hello. Nice, so all worked out. We got a Goldie boy up here, nice. I'm liking this new setup right now. This is actually working out very, very well. I'm also feeling like I'm summoning my dudes faster, so there must be like similar to Diablo 1 and probably 2. There must be a nice little speed buff due to it being a sword that I'm using rather than something else. that all the bad boys? Oh yeah, alright, hold on. Might as well kill the elites. I think they're the only thing we really should focus on. Other than the main story, of course. I can see the synergistic properties here, where you could have like a sorcerer wizard guy use like his ice powers, freeze a dude, and then you could just blast him with the sword. Although the wizard could just have the sword and do that same thing, I guess. The weapon does not particularly cater to my character's playstyle.
Not enough essence.
Although it definitely has potential. I do like the look of it, and I do like the shield. The shield just like sells it for me. I love how restrained the sword looks too. It's not like overly large or overly ridiculous as you typically see in a lot of fantasy games like this one. I'm always a fan of making my characters look more realistic, I guess, in the setting. Even though the setting is typically high fantasy, or in this case, dark fantasy. Alright, this one I do have to activate, it seems.
This world can abide you no longer!
Alright, here we go. Now I get the next switch, alright.
My essence is too low.
Yeah, my attack speed is definitely way faster. So it definitely seems like, although my overall damage is lower, I'm able to pump out more dudes faster. And I think that might make things a lot more convenient for me. And it doesn't really feel like I'm killing stuff that much lower anyway. So it all kind of works out. With the added benefit of feeling safer in combat. This all works out, man. I'm hyped. I'm actually pretty happy we found this sword. This is great. I mean, it's the fact that it's also legendary that I think makes it even more special to me. I don't know why, but I like the fact that it is also legendary. Legendary. Back in the day when legendaries weren't just tied to cosmetics, and you had to pay like $10 billion for them. The good days, the good old days, where you had to earn everything in game. Ah, I miss those days. Although even still, this game is not without its microtransactions of like having to buy, not costumes, but like minions that follow you around. They don't really give you any real gameplay benefit other than they gather gold. But as far as I understand it, you just get pets just for having the game.
The grave beckons.
Send them into gravy danger. Come on. Dude, the amount of skeletons I can get now is great. I had like 8 skeletons there for a second. That was awesome. Yeah, my essence gain is insane. Let's let them have fun there. I love all the critters, man. Just like sneaking on the walls. Super cool stuff. It seems like a really great dungeon for like farming XP. Just because of the amount of massacre chains you could probably get.
Weakness consumes you!
God damn, that one area is just crushing massacre easy. Didn't even try, really. I was just holding buttons. Hey, let me through, dummies.
The Nephilim were not God. but our own ancestors, gifted with long life, magic, and abilities far beyond ours. Yet they were still men. I wonder if these pages hold the key to unlock them.
No! I gotta make sure I'm still absorbing stuff. Oh my god, I survived. I cannot believe I survived that. I had to like make sure I was on target with my absorb. That saved my ass so hard there. Especially that freeze. That freeze was also a big save. Nice little crowd control. It doesn't seem too difficult to get corpses, so overall that worked out very nicely. God damn, I thought I was dead there. I thought I just straight up died.
This world can abide you no longer.
Ooh, give me the fancy chest. Yeah, buddy. We're maxed out on inventory. Alright, let's head back real quick. We're going overtime on this one just because I'm having too much fun. Let's see here. Anything crazy? Anything sticking out? Something unbelievable. It seems the scythes are definitely like a close contender. That's fascinating. The damage on this thing is actually negative 4.6%. Probably because of the critical hit difference. Or the game might calculate something else in there. I'm not sure. Alright, salvage it. Get it out of my sight. Oops. Alright, and in we go. Perfect. But where is this thing that we're looking for? God damn, this is like the world's longest dungeon. Dude! They're everywhere! Oh god, we might actually die now. No, just keep absorbing. Keep absorbing. Block my body with your bodies. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Now we're hitting like 10 skeletal mages. Instead of like the 7 because of our attack speed being so crazy. That's awesome.
Be the end of me.
Alright, here we are. Oh, and we get a waypoint. Nice.
Wait here, Lorath.
You're going to kill her, aren't you?
My essence is too...
Like, he just doesn't trust us even in the slightest. Like, how dare you kill Adria? She was in Diablo 1, you know. She's so deeply rooted into the series. You have no idea what you've done. Not even plot armor can save you now, Adria. Only these conveniently placed elites. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. They multiply. Oh, no. My worst enemy. Arcane. Nice. Ooh, nice. Not bad. Got a cool little scythe. Does a little bit more damage than my one-hander. Although it just doesn't equate to my sidearm as well. Although I don't think my shield does any actual damage here. I'm not sure. Or improve my DPS rather at all. Alright, one at a time, everyone. You don't have to all swarm me like that.
This world can abide you no longer.
God damn, just like that. 80 kills. Is this even legal, dude? Oh god. Again, just keep piling in the bodies. It all works out. Just keep getting the bodies. I love it, dude. Oh, we got some fancy elites.
I will bring the light of Zakharum to the heathens. Here in the east, the power of Zakharum wanes, but in the west it will rise, stronger and greater than ever. Yet I have another purpose. The lost Nephilim city of Corvus lies in the west. I will find it.
A fight. Time.
I think overall we're actually outputting more damage just because of attack speed and the amount of like skeleton archers I'm spawning. It's really working out nicely, and I have this added shield, man. Like, oh, this is actually great. What a find. And the added CC that we've changed around now, which is super nice. Like, I love just having an oh shit button that just like freezes everything in place. It's not gonna stop everything, but it's gonna stop anything that's just trying to claw its way into melee range for just a slight moment, so I can quickly either get the essence I need or the archers I need out to do some really big damage.
Decay and rot.
Rip and tear. Oh, interesting. He unequipped his sword for reasons. I wonder why that is. I wonder what parameter in the game made him be like, alright, yeah, we don't need that shield. Or that sword equipped right now. He unequips everything. He feels too good.
Decay and rot.
Alright, where the hell does this game want us to go? We've already been here. Did we miss a turnoff? Oh, we did up here. Nope. There's a chest, though. I know I'm missing all these, like, ancient things. The Kingslayer. I'll have you know I'm not here to commit regicide. I would never do such a thing, totally. I definitely never committed regicide on the Skeleton King, King Leoric. Or his heir. His heir, also known as Test, also known as Diablo, king of the demons, who is definitely not the king, but you know, whatever. I would never do such a thing. How dare I try and usurp any sort of throne? But I will take the sword. Why not? Unless you're saying the sword itself is a Kingslayer. The sword usurped his own king.
Grave beckons.
As the king accidentally trips and falls on his own sword. I knew it. That was the strat. That was the whole thing. And then they sentenced the blade to a hanging. It all works out. It all makes sense now. Oh shit! Oh, what is this? I don't know, but it's hurting me. Okay, I think we're good. I bet that all of these creatures apparently were made by Adria's blood or something. Or whatever that lore tidbit was.
Look at the bones. You will make a fine corpse.
Oh my goodness. The dialogue got cut off there, but Lyndon was basically saying, wonder how many Nephilim died here, and my character's like, look at the bones. But then the game was like, look, you will make a fine corpse, Lyndon. And it was a strange turn of events, and then it turned out that I actually had the sliver of the soul stone in my forehead this whole time. And I turned into Diablo. It was really a shocker. They would pull the same story twice in a row, but it all worked out that way. No one would have guessed. No one would have thunk it. This is the world's longest dungeon. There we go. The Great Hall. There we found it.
Let's see where you've been hiding, Malthael.
Adria!
The angels will never suffer us to live. They cannot accept the fact that we may choose our own path. At least demons are not so rigid in their beliefs.
Damn, Adria, you got some upgrades. Looking good, girl. I like how they turn her into a spider.
Kill you. I
No, wait, weren't we supposed to get answers? No time for that now, only murder. Let's see if there's any, like, mechanics to this fight. She has a teleport with a spin.
He had returned, and you were the one who freed him.
Oh god. Okay, there is little squidges.
He always finds a way. My master will return.
But you
And thus, Adria is over. Also, Lyndon's back.
Diablo will return. I have done what I can to ensure it. He always finds a way. In your heart of hearts, you know this.
Well, I guess we'll see Diablo in the sequel. On top of that other lady, apparently. Who apparently was in the books. And of all the little squidgy boys on the ground. Can I step on them? Yeah. Oh, you can! Got him. Perfect.
Adria had conjured an image of pandemonium before I interrupted her.
She was searching for Malthael, so he must be there.
Alright.
I'm returning to town.
Bit of an anticlimactic end to Adria's storyline. But an ending nonetheless. And speaking of endings, we're going to wrap this episode up here. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. We're getting pretty close to the end of the franchise of Diablo until the phone game comes out. And of course, I do happen to have a phone, it seems like, so that's always important. Although, if it doesn't work on BlueStacks, then we'll probably just ignore it. Regardless, though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye!